Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. It is Saturday, September the 16th, 2023. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And I want to welcome you. We'll wait a few minutes because I know there's about a 41-second lag between initializing a live event and beginning the live event. So I want to make certain that we have proper timing for people to get here and join us. Change is very necessary. The only facet of absolutely necessary is change. I have with me today the energy of the Ascended, a group of various beings from higher frequencies of consciousness in the spectrum of love. And this embracing of change is very, very important for you to consider. It is all that you've got is change. There isn't anything else you will have to experience your life with except change. Now you can allow change to be something that appears to happen to you, or you can utilize your own creative consciousness to initiate changes for yourself, that you become the agent of the changes in your life instead of continuing in this pathway of dependency upon a limited few to guide you in your thinking and acting processes. One of the things we're going to request that you do right now is that you follow a really simple instruction. I'm going to put it up on the screen for them. For those of you that are on TikTok, you will not see this. Those of you on YouTube and my Facebook group channel, you will see this up on the screen. So I'll read this for those of you that are on TikTok. You are a multidimensional being, okay? So what you're going to be asked to do, you can do and still hear and absorb everything that you're in resonance with, because that's all you can actually accept anyway, are things that you choose to be in resonance with. You can't accept something if you're not in resonance with it. So the instructions on the screen right now are to get your body comfortable, to breathe slowly and deeply, like draw a slow, deep breath into the body. Fill your lungs completely. You don't have to be a professional meditator or anything like this. This is just you asserting your authority over your body. And draw in a slow, deep breath. Hold it for a few seconds. And then when you exhale, give your body permission to relax completely. Like turn to your muscles as you exhale and give the body, the arms, the legs, the face, the neck, the shoulders, the back, the ligaments, the tendons, give every part of your body permission to relax. And they keep telling me that using your breath consciously and deliberately is the primary step in reacquiring your position of authority over time, space, and matter. That your body is an instrument designed to serve you, and to breathe in this fashion, you are assuming authority again over directing the activities of your body rather than remaining subjective to them. This has great benefit when it comes to recognizing the distinction between your consciousness and the mere instinctual reaction and responses to pleasure in which most people are ensnared and trapped today. They're caught up in the sensation of the pleasures of the body and have lost their authority and autonomy over their own physiology, their own minds. But this process of breathing in slowly and deeply, and then exhaling and giving your body permission to relax, every muscle, every nerve, every organ, every gland. You can literally think that into the body as you're exhaling, as when you exhale, it's a direction to the body to release tension from the system automatically. That's why you see people, because they're releasing stress mostly automatically, but we're asking you to do this consciously right now, to breathe in slowly and deeply, to give your body complete permission to relax. And you continue to do this and continue allowing the body to relax. If the body gets anxious or nervous, or it wants to move, or it wants to itch or scratch, simply take the breath and exhale again and assert your loving authority over your body to relax. You do not need to scratch your nose right now. Just relax. And you use the breath as a direction for how you want your body to function during this time. Now, as the body continues to relax, which it will if you are deliberately and consciously instructing it to do so, as the body is designed to follow your instructions, then the second step gets a little simpler. And that is to give permission on the exhale to all the thoughts in your mind to be still. So now you first breathe into the body to relax the muscles in the body. And then you imagine that you can breathe into the space where all of your thoughts, your memories, and your emotions reside. You breathe into that space now. And as you exhale, you give your thoughts, your memories, your emotions, your anticipations permission to be still. You release them with your breath the same way you give permission to the muscles in the body to relax. You give the thoughts in your mind permission to become still and quiet and peaceful. And you continue to breathe in this fashion. If the body gets out of sorts, you use the breath to, again, bring it back to a state of relaxation. If the mind becomes active in any way, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, release those thoughts, those memories, those emotions, those anticipations. Give your mind permission to be still. Give your mind permission to not think for a little while, as your mind and your body are designed by nature to be your servants, not your masters. And the only challenge many humans face in this regard is that you have allowed your mind and body and what it thinks and does to be governed by something outside of yourself. What we are offering you is a simple step back to this process of self-guidance, where your mind and body are autonomously yours, following your directions, your guidance, which will enable you to function very differently, creatively, based on your own thinking, your own beliefs, your own ideas, your own wants and needs. So as you continue to breathe in this fashion, giving your mind, giving your body permission to be still, notice that even as the body relaxes, even as the mind gets quieter, notice that you are still able to hear. You are still able to even see. You can still feel. You can even evaluate what is going on in your mind, but not be caught up in it. So your awareness can function independent of your thoughts and your body. And in this position where you recognize your body and your thoughts are designed to follow your instruction, you move towards this process called awakening. And awakening is remembering that you came to this planet to experience creation, that you are a creating intelligence, that you can do so independent of anyone else or interdependently with others. You can co-create with others. And in this process of instructing your mind and body, becoming refamiliarized and restored to the natural authority you have over them, you begin to experience what we call the awakening of peace within yourself. As your body and mind feel the gentle assertion of your authority through your breath, because you're not trying to force your body to be quiet. You're not trying to force your mind to be thoughtless. You're gently using the breath and giving permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful, to be open and receptive to your awareness. You want to train your mind and body to be open and receptive to your awareness, and to no longer be subjective to the thoughts, the ideas, the beliefs, the ideologies, the philosophies of others, without being able to properly evaluate and consider the vibrational nature and effect of the ideas that others would offer you. As it becomes very important that you begin to evaluate the vibrational nature of what people are offering you to consider. The vibrational spectrum in this planetary consciousness is a frequency that you call fear to a frequency called love. One being at a much lower vibrational frequency, the one at a much higher frequency and amplitude. Although both can be increased in amplitude, the frequency of each is very different than the other. That is, love is a very high frequency energy, whereas the vibration of fear is a low frequency energy. And in this place of awareness, you can begin to sense and distinguish when someone says something to you or presents you with an idea. You can evaluate with your awareness, not your mind and your body, but with your awareness, if that information, that presentation is in vibrational alignment to what you are, to your highest vibrational consideration of what you are. Now, this process of breathing places you back in the position of natural and healthy autonomy over matter and mind, which coordinates the creative process in your experience of this dimension. Without properly being able to articulate your own mind and your own thoughts and your own biology, the process of creation is greatly inhibited and drastically reduced in its effectiveness, and you may come under the illusion that you have no power to create change in your life. So then you must restore your awareness that you are the very power that you are seeking, that your mind and body are indeed instruments that you use in the function of creation of experience in this dimension. As you continue this process of breathing, notice you can still hear, you can still feel, you can still sense, you can even scan your body or scan what is occurring in your mind. But now you are the awareness observing instead of being subjective to the costume, to the personality which has been constructed for you. Our goal today is very simple: to reinitiate you into your own awakening. We cannot awaken you, but you can awaken yourself. You can evaluate the suggestions and ideas we're presenting, apply them for yourself, and come to a direct knowing of the truth. Not simply because we say that if you breathe, you begin to regain authority over your body, or if you begin to breathe, you can regain authority over your mind. You can evaluate that truth from your own experience, that if your mind is very scattered and discombobulated, you can easily turn to the mind and say, "Be still, I am with you, I love you." You can extend your own ideas into the confusion of your mind and change your mind from the perspective of awareness. And you can validate this from your own experience, and not simply because we are issuing these ideas forth, that you can indeed turn to your body and say, "Relax," and it will follow your instruction. You can say to the mind, "Be still, be quiet, be peaceful." To gain that positioning in your consciousness is to liberate yourself from the unnecessary suffering that may have been imposed upon you by incorrect information being passed on to you through the existing systems of government and education that exist on this planetary system right now. And to liberate yourself from the subjectivity to things that no longer serve you or have never served you will bring about great relief for those of you that are bold enough and brave enough to articulate the practice and gain the familiarization that you are, in fact, awareness, directing thought, directing body, that in this position you no longer remain subjective to thought or body. They follow your directions. You do not get enslaved by their conditioning, their senses, as the only level that your body can operate on is the level of its senses of sight and sound and touch and taste and smell. And your mind can only function on the level of information that has been impregnated into the mind through those five physical senses from this dimensional realm. But there's this other realm of information that begins to become available to you when you establish that position of healthy authority over your own mind and body. There's this other realm, we'll use the term above you, that becomes available to you when your mind and body are placed in a state of abeyance, in stillness, in open receptivity. Then you can turn your attention, we'll use the term upwards. You can turn your attention upwards, away from this world, and request ideas and information, to request guidance and directions from other elements of consciousness that you are in vibrational resonance with, which is all you can be connecting to anyway, is what you are in resonance with. But you also have the ability, once you recognize what we're saying and are able to experientially apply this and experience it for yourself, then you will come to understand that just as your mind and body can fall subjective to your direction, so too can you fall subjective to the direction of higher vibrational conditions of energy and thought. Higher vibrational conditions of energy and thought, connecting to the realms of the angels, the realms of the deities, the many-fold deities that exist on many different planes of consciousness, of which you can move your awareness when you understand that your awareness is not absolutely localized to the body that is hearing these words through its physical ears, and that you're not simply localized to the information in your mind, that is simply information in your mind. Then you are free to move your awareness to different realms of information. Some of you call this process of communicating with other dimensions. Some of you call it prayer, or some of you call it mediumship, or some of you call it intuition, or some of you call it inspiration. It does not matter, but you have recognized that this information exists, and you can align yourself vibrationally to it. And once your mind and body are placed into a state of stillness as an effect of the assertion of your compassionate and loving will towards it, then you as awareness are liberated from the flesh, so to speak, liberated from the world mind, and you place yourself into a position where you can gain access to information that is not available readily in this physical dimension, but it is available to all who can shift their consciousness to be in vibrational resonance with that information. Now, as you continue to breathe, repeatedly giving your body permission to be still and quiet, giving your mind permission to not think for a little while, getting yourself familiar with that your mind and body do indeed and will indeed follow your direction, you begin to feel an awakening. You begin to feel a natural state that we call peace. You begin to feel undistracted. Your awareness becomes clear. As your mind becomes still, your awareness gets clear of the distractions of the mind, the distractions of memory, the distractions of the future. And this clarity we call the beginning of awakening, where you start to realize, I am not my thoughts. I am not the emotions. I am not this body. But I have these resources to use creatively in this physical dimension, in which I get to spend a certain period of time in the body in which I'm living. And this is true for every human soul on this planet. And so please apply this to your mind and to your body. Give yourself the experiential knowledge that our words cannot give you, but that your experience itself will tell you is true or false. For there are many that will tell you that something is true and it will be false, and many that will tell you something that is false, which is true. So you must, from your own experiential awareness, come to the understanding that is true from within the perspective of your perception of being, that you can establish your body into stillness. You can establish your mind into peace, into this unthinking state of consciousness, that you can get familiar with who you are again, not who you've been made into being to believe you are supposed to be, but you can begin to get refamiliarized with the most amazing you that you are, which is the one that came here to experience this world, to create in this world. You came here for that purpose, to create in this world, to experience in this world. And as you get into this process of differentiation between your body, your mind, and your awareness, and recognize that there is a hierarchical structure that does indeed function from awareness to mind to body, the same process that creation follows from awareness to mind to body to environment. And in that position of awakening, of awareness, where you become aware that you are aware, that you are awareness independent of the thinking mind, independent of the biology, but intimately connected to both in a relationship of co-creation, this feeling of peace is a natural byproduct of being able to differentiate yourself from the confusion imparted to your mind by the environment and being restored to the awareness that you are and experiencing yourself. I'm aware that there's confusion, but this is not who I am. I'm aware that there's anger, but this is not who I am. That is inside the system. I can correct that, but it's not who I am. You are not your anger. You are not your fear. You are not your guilt. You are not your shame. These are energetic responses to experiential information and thought forms that you'll retain inside your system. And that when you as awareness begin to, let us say, you begin to surgically reorganize your mind willfully and deliberately, then you can establish the peace that is your natural state of being, and you can bring that state of peace into your mind and embody it in your world. And the function of creation that comes from a state of peace is very different than the function of creation that comes from a state of confusion. The spectrum of creation moves from fear to love, from love to fear. There are those who ascend and those who descend. But if you understand this process of awareness, awakening, being still, getting your mind and your body to be in this position, to know that you are the authority exclusively over your own mind and body, to return to this understanding begins to restore you to peace. And in a place of peace, you can know the difference between what is good and what is not so good, what is evil and what is not so evil, what is right and what is not so right. In the place of awareness where you're not caught up in the mind that has been neatly furnished for you by your environment, and you can step outside of that and remember who you are, then you will certainly come to an understanding that you do not wish to be participating in suffering anymore. Because it's only from the place of revelation of who you are, when you reveal yourself to yourself, when you awaken yourself from the mind and body identity, only until that process happens can the journey of deliberate and intentional liberation occur for you. And you are designed to be free. It is your nature. To be enslaved to a single idea or a single belief system is not your nature. It is very restrictive and inhibiting for your own ability to create what you came here to manifest uniquely through that physical body that you are hearing these words through. Remember, you're hearing these words through a mechanism called your body. The words themselves are physically invisible, but the vibrational nature of the words we're communicating get transformed from the invisible through the inductive process in your eardrums. And that transformation of the invisible to the visible allows you to perceive information in your mind as the structure of thoughts and information. But you are receiving that information through the body, and you are perceiving how the mind is receiving it, and you as awareness are experiencing how you are feeling the vibration of what you're receiving. And when you learn to become conscious of the vibrations you are receiving, you can become more aware of which ones you wish to give attention to or which ones you wish to turn the other cheek to. There are certain vibrations you do not want to indulge in, certain considerations that will not serve you nor your fellow beings in this dimension. But there is much that will indeed come from you into this world that could loan great possibilities to others. In your natural state of being, you function creatively, dynamically, excitedly, peacefully, joyfully. In your natural state. In your unnatural state, you suffer. You have polarity. You have these wild swings of emotion and confusion and uncertainty because you are caught up in the mechanism of the personality rather than being the operator of it. You must understand your body and your mind are much like the marionettes of a stage player, and you are designed by nature to be able to orchestrate the actions and thoughts that the body will govern itself from. For matter indeed is governed by the thoughts and the corresponding emotional energy that directs those thoughts to have a neurological effect in causing actions in this world. And we wanted this to be as simple as possible, as simple in understanding that this process of awakening begins with these two simple steps that you yourself must initiate. We can say, here are these steps to you. You can take these steps, and you can take those steps. And in taking those steps, if you take them consciously, the steps are not just the act of directing the body to breathe or the act of directing the mind to be still. It's giving you a functional awareness that both mind and body by nature are designed to follow your direction and instruction. By nature, by your nature, they are designed to follow your thoughts you wish them to think and the actions you wish it to do. And you must learn to step back from the information that has been imposed upon your mind from this environment that goes contrary to your nature, your function of creative self-expression through the function of love and peace. Creation is love. Did you know that? Creation is love. That this world was created is and was and will always be a function of love, which is the sustaining and enhancing and preserving the dynamic change of life. That's what creation is, and that is what you are. You are a creating intelligence that when you can reinitialize or awaken yourself to this truth, that you can then begin to move your awareness independent of the information imposed upon your mind and begin to reassert your function of creative consciousness through your own mind and body, and then begin the process of surrendering subjectivity to anything that is not in vibrational resonance with the function of creative love. Your function of creation through your body will be a manifestation of love as if it's in its purest form of creating. If it is not in the purest form of creating, it often causes what you call suffering and pain and confusion. Is the illusion that happens when you get lost in your thoughts of your mind or lost in conditions of biology when both are designed by nature to follow your instruction. Is that not beautiful? Is that not simple? What do you think? Is it not that simple? That through the application of your breath, you reawaken yourself to who you are and not who the world has made you think you are supposed to be. Because the world has made you to believe you are supposed to be this or you are supposed to be that. But you are already something before the world told you what you should or should not be. And if you awaken to this truth, that you are not what the world has made you to be, that you are a sentient, individualized manifestation of creative intelligence here to articulate creative expression, independent of the influences of others that are not in resonance with your highest expression of yourself, which is a function of love. And much of the information and ideas that have been given to you have been given not from a function of love, but from a function of fear, control, and suffering. And if you have this glimpse of awakening today where your body, if you are still applying this process of your breath, giving your body permission to be still, quiet, peaceful, allowing all the muscles, all the nerves, all the organs and glands in your body to relax. You're consciously using your breath to give them permission to relax, to release, to let go. And if you are still moving your awareness to the place where there is thought and you're saying to your thoughts with your breath, I release you. I give you permission to be still, quiet, peaceful. I give you permission to not think for a little while. You give your mind permission to be still. If you have been following this, then there is a sense of well-being that naturally begins to become the forefront of your perceptual experience. For in asserting your will so gently over your mind and body, you elevate your awareness to a position of hierarchical authority. In other words, you liberate yourself from subjectivity to your body and your mind just by this simple process. And in the liberation of your subjectivity from your mind and body, you begin to feel and experience yourself as awareness, independent of thought, independent of biological sensation. And in that awareness, the awakening, the dawn of peace begin. You begin to awaken yourself back to yourself as something which is not an enmeshment of thoughts and memories, but an awareness capable of articulating information and ideation into a creative, dynamic, and healthy expression unique to yourself. And this is what we wish to impart to you today, this awareness of your awareness, that you will know this from within your own experience of what you have allowed yourself to experience today, what you have committed to doing, to directing your body to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful, in directing your mind to not think, to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful, in giving yourself back your own authority to assert that loving dominion over your mind and body, and to experience yourself as that awareness that is not mind or body. Then you are now in the position to begin to reclaim the function of creation through mind and body by bringing into your mind and body ideas and information that are more in alignment with your consciousness as a manifestation of creative love. If this entire manifestation you call this earth is a creation, and it is a creation, and creation is a manifestation of love, then for you to understand and learn and apply the function of creation through your own mind and body, you then become a manifester of love through creation, much like that consciousness which made this world and that this world is a function, an extension, an expression of its love. As equally as your mind and body can be an extension of your love or an extension of your fear. We began this day with the consideration that the only thing that you get to experience in the process of creation is change. It is inevitable and it is necessary. Without it, there would be no need for anything. And so the dynamic motion of change, the perpetual motion of consciousness and dynamic change that you are participating in, consciously or unconsciously, is necessary. And in order to become a deliberate and conscious manifester of change, it becomes very important then that you awaken your consciousness from subjectivity to the mind and the body that you currently have to utilize in learning the function of creation, reestablishing the proper healthy authority and autonomy that you're designed to have over your mind and body, and then to begin learning, experiencing, and expressing creatively what truly is right for you, which can be very difficult to know when you are attached or bound up by the information, the contradictions, the confusions that the world has imparted to you, that those in positions of authority that have gained great authority over your minds, and that they have conditioned you to believe that certain things are true, and to break free of that conditioning so that you as awareness can say, this belief does not represent the vibration that I am. This does not represent love. This does not represent healing. This does not represent faith. This does not represent truth. What does? Then you can evaluate what represents love, what represents faith, what represents truth in your own consciousness. What thoughts in your mind represent love, compassion, truth, kindness, creativity, curiosity. And in this position of awareness, once established again, once your body and mind are now your servant and not your master, then you can begin the process of rebuilding your house. And in so doing, you will find not only the awakening, but in the rebuilding process of your own mind, you will then discover liberation. And there is one other step beyond awakening and liberation, and that is creation. You learn the function of creation. And that is a very powerful place in consciousness for anyone to be. And yet it is a rarely visited place by so many of you on this planet because you are so ensnared by the believability of your personality as being something that transcends who you truly are. But surrender your subjectivity to your mind and body, and you will awaken. If you've been following our instruction very closely, then you will have an experience that will be yours. Not because of the words we have said or the vibrations we've communicated, but if you are in resonance with them, then you will already know the truth or not. But in this place of awakening, you will begin to move towards liberation and creation. These are essential places to ascend your consciousness to. You are not simply a physical body in this material world, nor a collection of thoughts and memories and information. You are far greater than these. And it was our goal and intention today to at least bring an awareness to the truth that you might for yourself discern that it is true or not. And that in that revelation that you may come upon within yourself, that you will find the freedom that is within you, has always been within you, and will always be with you. But you must cast off the costume of the mind, the subjectivity to it, so that you can begin to see yourself as you truly are, Again, this simple function of the breath. In gaining the experience that both mind and body are designed by nature to follow your direction, and that you do not have to remain subjective to the fears, the emotions in your mind. It is very simple, is it not? Wow. I want to thank the Ascended for being present with us today. It's very exciting. I really like this. The energy of this is really intense and beautiful. On that note, I want to mention to everybody here too. We've only got a few minutes here. I've got about 18 minutes before I'm starting our 104 Masterclass, which is the highest level in our series of courses. And it's all about transcendence, which is actually what comes after creation. So it's awakening, liberation, creation, and then transcendence. And so we're just beginning the transcendence program today. But I invite you, in about 4 weeks' time, we begin our Masterclass 101 on awakening. And if anything that you've heard today resonates with you, I highly recommend that you invest the time and energy to come join us on that program, where the Ascended Masters and other multidimensional beings channel through me and our other instructors to bring you closer to the truth of who you are from your own experience of it. It's so important. It really, really is time to awaken, or remain subjective to the lies and deception and cruelty of little men on this planet that think that the great wealth and power they wield with weapons and law are greater than the authority and autonomy you have over your own consciousness. They're in for a very rude awakening, folks. All these dark, demonic life forms that have seated themselves into the halls of power around us, the humans that have been subjected to the seductions of evil, it's all coming down, folks. It's going to fall right down on top of their heads, literally. These dark ones are about to get enlightened, a blast of light that they will not be able to see very clearly from after this. And that's happening right now. People are waking up everywhere. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad it was perfect timing for you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, YouTube. Daniela, Jacqueline. Hello, guys. How you doing? So I've got about 10 minutes. I can take a few questions if you have any questions on what was said. Again, you can also leave questions and comments in there. Also, I'm going to put up on the screen here. Where are we here? So yeah, for those of you that have never taken our Masterclass series before, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. It's Masterclass 101 Awakening begins October the 14th, 2023. And it is an introduction to connecting to your guides, your angels, and opening up your dormant senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance, which are not physical senses. They're psychic senses that everyone is born with, but very few instances of people keeping those senses developed or intact exist because the educational systems around the planet do not loan themselves to internal exploration. They keep you distracted from your internal self. They keep you stuck in the world self, so you don't get a chance to remember who you are. But our masterclass will plug you back into that awareness, and you'll begin to shift your consciousness. You gain access to information that you can't readily get from this physical dimension, and it's all within you. So please sign up for that. You've got until it begins Saturday, October the 14th. And again, remember that. Sign up. For any students that have taken the course before, we got a number of repeat students in this 104. For repeat students, it's only $99. For those who are first-time students, it's $199 US dollars. And it's a 3-week program. Yes, I see. It's a 3-week program, and you'll learn a tremendous amount about yourself that this world has not taught you. Hi, guys. Holding the light. Yeah, it's time. Yes, that's correct. Crystal saying here on TikTok, my body does have the divine intelligence to heal, to walk in ease and flow. Yes. We get so caught up in the pain of the body, we don't know how to change it. We think that the pain is more real than what we are, right? They keep telling me people are lost in the body as being the self, or the thoughts as being the self. And so they remain disconnected from the self that is designed to direct the mind and body. I love that. It's just so simple to get that understanding. Oh, yeah. Thank you, everybody, so much for contributing. Hi, Joy. Thank you for the hearts and hands. Hi, Natasha here. Do my spirit guides or my aunt's sisters have a message for me on what to do? Well, hi, Natasha. I'm really grateful for your message. Thank you. And thank you also for being a subscriber on my TikTok channel. I really appreciate that. I want to say, if you've heard the message today, this place of awareness where you can learn to get the body and mind out of your way. It's in that place of awakening where you're now, because you change, your body will change, your mind will change. When you shift your awareness out of the body, out of the mind, and you go into this state of quiet awareness, in that place, you lose subjectivity to the mind and body, and you gain a connection to information beyond the 5 physical senses. And that becomes very exciting. So really apply that process. And if you're new to the channel, please remember to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, a like, or a follow. It all assists this channel and keeps the algorithms getting this information to people who actually might need it. Thank you so much for that question. Yes, there is a lot of energy here today. The Ascended are a beautiful collective of beings. Jesus occasionally comes in with them once in a while too. Buddha does. Good morning. Hi, guys. Divinely guided here. Oh, glad to hear that, Crystal. Someone's asking, do my guides have any messages for me? Thank you. I'm laughing because if you've been listening to the Ascended, this is the message from our guides and our angels. To awaken yourself out of the sleep of the mind and the sleep of the body. To awaken. And again, our masterclasses are channeled works by the Ascended Masters, and you're going to learn directly from them. Sign up for the program. Come and learn. It's you will awaken. Yeah, awaken, liberation, and creation. Those are the 3 steps that the Ascended just talked about. And interestingly enough, that's what our first 3 courses are called: awakening, liberation, and creation. Someone saying, I would love to take the course, but on disability, very fixed income. Have a blessed day. Yeah, well, we can certainly help you with that if you're in a difficult position. We have a great deal of flexibility, so we can help with that. Do not deny yourself freedom. Again, you're caught up into a belief system. If you're caught up into a belief system, you're going to be living the belief system. Someone's asking, I would like to know when I will be dating soon. I've been single 8 years. Whoa, you gotten too comfortable. They're telling me you got too comfortable with being single. As much as you want it, you feel safer being single than you do in a relationship. That's what they're telling me. You feel safer being single than in relationship. This is a male energy, and he's telling me to tell you, you need to believe that relationship is better than being single. You need to come to that understanding that for you, at this time, you must decide this, that relationship is better for you than being single. When you make that decision and you're clear in your heart, in your mind, and in your soul with that understanding, then it shall be done unto you very simply and very easily. Wow, I like that. Let's see here. Got time for 2 more questions, I think. Question from Wei. Why was I called retarded and bullied by everyone as a child? because you did not. I'm being told that you did not function in the world as a human personality. You functioned in the world as an innocent spirit. You came in here in innocence, way. You came in here in innocence and in love, as everyone did. And people, again, people who are in pain will look for a place where someone who's compassionate enough to carry it for them. And you were one of those people. And we had someone on the show yesterday that had the same problem. Again, learning to realize I'm not going to carry other people's anger and judgment. I'm going to return it to them with love and grace. You can actually return energies that people project on you back them. You don't have to fight with them or argue with them or take them to court. You can just simply say, I return this energy to you with love and grace. And these simple techniques that they've taught me and have taught many others are very useful. But return the anger and the guilt and the shame that they projected on you back to them. Literally. You can just take 5 minutes, sit down, and just make a decision. I'm going to return all this anger, all this guilt, all this shame back to them with love and grace. Never return something back with anger or judgment, or always return things back to people with love and grace. Always, 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 always. They say never give it any other way than that. Great question, Way. I really appreciate it. Sorry, wrong button. Someone here. So for the person on TikTok that says you have a disability, one of our students, Drusilla Morello, it's a really generous offer. She says she'll pay half of the course price for you. Let's see if I can find where you are. Wow, Drusilla, that's an amazing and generous offer. If you want to be in the class, let's see if I can find you again. I think you're further down than that. I'm trying to find them now, Drusilla. I'll see. So, here it is. Don Gennaro. Yes, one of our students, Drusilla Morello, says she will pay half of the cost of the course for you. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me through TikTok. Send me a message, and we can make all the arrangements. But Drusilla, thank you so much. That's a very generous and kind offer. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Wow. Really, really cool. Thank you. So yes, Don, send a message to me on TikTok, and we'll get things all set up for you. Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Drusilla. Someone's saying, is it a bad thing to block out other people's grief or not have the same feelings as them? Absolutely not. That's called not being in resonance with suffering, right? If you're a healer, if you're a teacher, it'll be a different thing. If you're a healer or a teacher, it might be a different thing, a different approach. But if it's just something that you don't want to deal with other people's stuff, you just want to function on your own creative process, by all means, there's nothing wrong with just saying, I'm not going to participate in that. I'm not going to participate in things that are lies. I'm not going to participate in things that are not true. I'm not going to participate in things that are based in fear. I'm not going to participate in things that are based in dividing me against my fellow brothers and sisters on this planet. You get to decide that. You're a free sentient being on this dimension. Great question. I got one more question and we're going to head out. Wow, that's so generous, Drusilla. She says it's totally worth it. Marianne says, asking you shall receive, right there. Absolutely. Love you too, Drusilla. Someone's saying, oh, thank you so much, Lori. Really appreciate it. Lori, one of my subscribers on TikTok. Have a best day ever. Blessings. Thank you so much. So, guys, I do have to go. We have I'm beginning a class in just a couple minutes. I want to get over to that, and I want to wish you guys so much love. Drusilla, thank you so much, and I'll let you know how that works out. Before that, they've got to confirm with me beforehand. But that's a really generous offer, and I'm so grateful that you would offer that to somebody else. It's just beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Take that banner down now too. Okay, there we go. Last question. Yes, he is okay now. He is okay now. Yeah. Todd is not your soulmate. Remember Don, or whoever it is that sent the request to send me the mail, and we'll get that all set up with you guys. I love that one. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. That is absolutely true. Woo. Master Jesus just came in when you spoke those words. Holy cow. Thank you so much. I want to wish you all much love. Woo. What a buzz. And I will see you guys on the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. And have yourselves a much beautiful and joyful day wherever you are. Bye for now.